Hi, I'm Chris, and what I've got here for you today in the traffic lab is something a little special. I'm calling it the Twin Highway Unwind. What this thing is a intersection where you can burn two solid highways directly into it and explode it outwards into three different directions. This is a large-scale, heavy traffic manipulator. And here's our traffic overview. Now you can see how much is going into these. Oh, there's one special thing about this. Any car or truck on either of these highways can get to any of the outs. This setup is going to use all the lanes. You can see that plainly from the top there. And here's how it works. If you're coming in through one of these roads, this is basically like a rotary. We've got two lanes coming off of here, and this equates to having one lane coming through here. It's just furnishing a little more speed to a little more space, change lanes, and get into whatever area that you want. And the trick with these two merge things, these are what make it be a rotary. You can go around forever. They're going from the inside of the highway to the outside of the highway. It's a sort of weave thing that causes it to leave the lanes that are feeding the outside clear. As you can see, this is the traffic lab at about 44K population, and it's cranking away really nicely. There is no sign of getting stopped up anywhere. What you do once you've got the three things is you can go into your eventual location, and then you'll basically be exploding the highways out into on-ramps like this. This is a surefire way of feeding multiple areas effectively. And it means that cars are going to be in all of the lanes of the highway because they're going to try to get to all of the areas. You can just pack a lot of traffic into this setup. And the way I'm feeding it is sort of a bunch of merges feeding this sort of setup. Combining the cars can cause more in the way of backups. But remember, the backups are mostly produced by areas like this and whether they get clogged. And if they get clogged, even in one lane, that one lane can back up really far. As you know, you've seen that a million times in everybody's videos. You can sort of improvise these. I did this one just to feed this area and replicate this is the same thing. This is a whirl around here. It also splits off to this so that the outside lanes go here and the inside lanes can continue through to here. They got enough room to merge in this one. And then you got your cut-ins, and inside goes to outside, inside goes to outside. It is a giant high-capacity rotary. Now here's how you build one. We're going to start with our highways. And since this is slightly irregular, I'm not going to worry super hard about having it be really precise. The basic concept should serve. We're going to start with a little on patch. Then we got to go up over one of the outputs. And then back down again. and we're going to rotate around this way and duplicate that. As long as we're making an asset that people will be able to download, we might as well do it properly. There it is. And there. Now while we're at it, let's tack in our underside road there. Just enough of it that we can see where it goes into that underpass. Now what we're going to do here is switch over to our curved roads. These have to nudge over a little bit. I'm going to try not to make the curves too tight because I don't want the cars to slow down. They should be pretty much going at full crank. There we go, that's much better. Now that is our primary curve, but we're going to have to go off to the side here, so what we do is, and that's going to be our side there. Now, this one's going to prove interesting. Hopefully, yep, we're good. And that's where we're going to come out. That's as far as that will stretch. And lastly, we can swoop up like this a little bit and be heading out here. And then what we add is our two little shortcuts. The one goes from here to here. It's going to bridge the gap anywhere around here. You want it to be going at an angle so that they don't have to slow down. And we'll just see how far we can reach it. And then this one over here, likewise, you got to reach it over to fit this. And again, we want to keep a good velocity going. And that's it. Just eyeballing it, I can see that this is going to be able to keep the speed of the cars pretty good. You can see there are no stoplights and nothing to impede these guys doing their thing. Anybody from any direction can reach any of these exits. And it'll handle two solid highways jammed with traffic and bust them out into the three directions, with giving everybody the option to go whichever direction they want. To highway Unwind. And as you can see, here it is in its natural habitat. One of the first demo builds. Actually, the first builds of this were a complicated Celtic knot looking thing, but this is how to unwind it into a sort of @ symbol. Use other forms of traffic things to empty the multiple places and converge them into other sets of highways. You could have two areas, one of them being this and the other one being the outputs of all of those places, leading into two more sets of highways, leading into one of these in the other location. Or some kind of large-scale highway conglomeration. Point being, this will stand pretty much any amount of traffic load. I hope you enjoy using To Highway Unwind.